Well, welcome everybody. My name is Ericka Racca and I'm from CPA.com, and I'm here today with Jim Bourke, a partner at Withum. And we're here today to talk about audit transformation and the audit of the future. And Jim, as a practitioner who talks to your staff and your teams a lot, like, what are you seeing? What are they talking about how the audit of yesterday is different than today and different for the future?
Oh, absolutely. Ericka, it is so different today. I mean, the days of taking last year's files and replicating them and getting ready for the current year audit, those days are over. Today, it's all about re-engineering the audit, looking at the audit differently. I mean, think about it. Our clients are giving us data differently than they've ever given us in the past. And it's all about the data today, right? So it's about data, it's about tools. We are all reinventing the audit today in every single stage of the audit process.
When you think about the audit of yesterday, that paper-based audit,
Yeah.
and over the years, we've been adding technologies to help change how we do it. What's different now?
Oh, what's different now is there is not one audit that we do today that is not data intense. Years ago, we'd do document request letters from clients. They'd slowly feed us data. The data was all paper-based, and we would take that data, we would key it in, and we would key it into our systems. Today, utilizing all the best of breed tools that are out there in the marketplace today, grabbing that data, ingesting that data, understanding that data, uncovering the stories that are embedded in the data, using all these best of breed tools that are available today in a practice. So, today an auditor needs to be tech savvy. The skill sets that an auditor comes to the table with are totally different than the skill sets that that you saw in a traditional auditor, say even 10 years ago.
And then when you're thinking about, talking with these firms or giving these firms who are watching this advice, some of the challenges I think that we have or that they have is getting the data or getting the right data.
Yeah, exactly. So it's getting the right data. That's exactly it. And then not only that, but having the skill sets and knowledge, once you do get the data, how do we take that data, grab the specific data that we need to do all our testing in our audit, and then ingest that data into some of the tools that we utilize in the audit today. So many new skill sets are required by an auditor. To me, auditors need to be tech savvy today. Need to require all those skill sets on not just how to ingest data, but really how to chop up that data and utilize that data so it applies specifically to the audit.
Exactly. And I think that when you're trying to determine how to change or what to do to bring yourself to that audit of the future, data is that big area where if you start working now with your clients to figure out what to do and how to get that data, it will really help advance your audits and help you utilize the tools that you have.
So, what we recommend to our young auditors, we bring them into a brainstorming session, which we do at the start of every single audit. And we take a look at last year's audit, right? That's our starting point.
Right.
And we what worked and what didn't work. How can we utilize technology and tool sets to, quite frankly, be honest with you, move the needle on audit quality today? And that's what we attempt to do on every single job we do, by utilizing the right technology tools, by understanding the data that we're ingesting, and just making sure that that data set is part of the entire audit process.
I think that's also one of the challenges that firms face. They have some of these technology tools, but don't necessarily use them to the level that they should. They find a couple ways to use it, and then they miss out on a lot of the advantages that the tools can give.
Well, so that's where I get around and I talk to a lot of firms across the country, speak at a lot of conferences. And one of really looking at the shortfalls when it comes to technology in the audit is a lot of firms spend money on technology, deploying these best of breed tools, but training and staff awareness about utilization of those tools and familiarity with data sets and understanding, how the data sets apply to the audit. Very often that's where we drop the ball when it comes to training. So the one thing I would emphasize is training around all those tools that we're currently using in the audit. And not only that, keeping your eyes and your ears open for new technology tools that enter our marketplace. I look at it as, auditors going into an audit with a tool belt, and we have all these tools available to use, but we just need to understand how to use those tools and where they're applicable in the audit.
And I think, change is really difficult, and that's where some of the challenges are as well. Like, you get these new tools and you're not necessarily sure how to use them. So it also comes from, the top down, and making sure that, the managers and the partners and leadership is really pushing and helping to drive that change, to use these tools that you're investing in.
Well, that's another point of failure in a lot of firms, is that we don't see leadership embracing some of the tools.
Right.
And when leadership embraces the tools, when leadership embraces change in the audit process,
Right.
then it's a home run, as long as everyone is on the same page. So, firms need to focus on change management when it comes to the audit, because the audit today is different than the audit yesterday, and the audit tomorrow is going to be different as well.
Technology isn't going away.
It's not. It's
Right.
moving at lightning speed, right? It's moving at lightning speed,
Right.
very often much quicker than the standard setters are able to keep up with it. And today, I mean, you can utilize technology to, quite frankly, have a better quality audit at the end of the day if it's used the right way.
And I think also, leadership and management use the younger staff, because technology to them, they grew up with technology. And so if you can really help embrace the technology,
Yes.
they can figure out how to use it.
Yes.
But you need to help them understand what risk is, and kind of help with those audit concepts, so
Yes.
that when you put those two things together,
Yeah.
it can really make for a better quality audit.
I'll tell you, you're absolutely right. Most forward-thinking firms, they are embracing technology in the audit today. I mean, we look back at how we did audits years ago. It was, you went to a binder, you pulled out methodology, you took that methodology, you acted it into a folder, you had checklists, you were answering NA to a lot of checklists that weren't really applicable to the audit. Today, it is different, right? The methodology is being driven from the audit. It's applicable to the financial statements that you're auditing. And for the most part, I mean, firm leadership, senior partners that are used to doing audits different ways, they're embracing that change. And you're right, when that message is starting from the top, firm management, senior managers, partners, it trickles all the way down to the staff. So that's really key, getting firm management to buy into change in the audit process, because we can't keep doing things the way we did, because our clients have changed tremendously. Technology has changed our clients. We need to embrace that change.
Right. And you also mentioned the audit of today is different than the audit of the future.
It is.
And that we've both talked about how technology isn't going away and it's coming at light speed. So one of the things I also want to mention is, CPA.com, along with the AICPA and Caseware, are partnering.
Yes.
And they're putting together what's called the DAS. I'm sure many firms have heard of it, the Dynamic Audit Solution. And the idea behind that, the driver behind that, is this transformation and change that we're going through, or need to go through. Not just about taking the audit, the paper-based audit, and adding fancy fun tools to help do it better. This is really looking at it the opposite way and saying, how can we use technology to help drive the audit more? Using AI, using machine learning. So it's not adding the technology onto what we already do, it's using the technology to drive what we do and to really help us.
Absolutely. And you think about it, DAS has been created as a result of that void, right? The industry demanded, firms demanded, we needed a solution that was, you think one word, when you think DAS, you think transformative. That's all you need to know. It's transformative. I remember Barry Melanson, when we started this process, he said to me, he said to the entire group, he said, guys, think about this DAS solution to be a transformative solution. Don't just focus on technologies that exist today. Let's build it so that it'll be open for technologies that we don't even know today that are going to exist tomorrow. That's the whole mission of the DAS project and the DAS solution.
Yeah, exactly. And if anybody wants to know more information, right now we're getting ready to come out with another release. And
real close.
We're really close. We're working with a small set of firms to start doing some live audits, and hopefully by next year, it'll be open to more people to use, but it's very exciting.
It is.
And if you want to know more about it, you can go to CPA.com/DAS. You'll be able to learn more about it.
Yeah, it is. It will totally change the way in which you view the audit. Again, it's built by CPAs for CPAs.
Exactly.
So, we live in that space every day. The methodology that's being created, new methodology, current methodology, taking advantage of all the technologies that we know about today, but at the same time, keeping it open and allowing firms to continue to use their best of breed technologies to work and collaborate with the DAS solution. That's the most exciting thing that I see about the DAS solution.
And data is what drives the DAS solution.
Data.
And you already talked so much about
data.
And then it's cloud-based as well. So if you're thinking about, curious about it and how, do I want to make this big change? It's going to be a really big change. It changes how you think about the audit. What can you do now to prepare yourself? So what we talked about, data and working with your clients earlier. And then also thinking about the technologies you use now, cloud-based technologies, because DAS is cloud-based. So if you want to start preparing yourself to potentially make a big change like that, those are some things you can start to do.
Built for the cloud, from the ground up.
Right.
You're right about the data ingestion. We focus so much time in the development of DAS on data ingestion. It is the only tool in a market that really facilitates that data ingestion process seamlessly right into the audit tool.
Yeah, so the data will drive the audit. Absolutely. Well, this has been a great conversation.
That's been awesome.
I really hope that you have all learned a lot, and we appreciate the time that you've taken to watch this, and hope you'll have a great day.
Thanks.
Thank you.